This is Angela with Danceable Thoughts, and I thought I might take a few minutes to give you some insights into what I have planned for the Director's Intensive. This is a sample of the calendaring activity that I'll do with my Danceable Thoughts point of view. Don't you love a calendar that has nothing on it? Doesn't last very long, does it? So of course this is a digital calendar, but in your mind I want you to think of a big full-size desk calendar that's old-fashioned in the sense that you can scribble in important things and write notes and things to remember. I need a lot of space for all the danceable thoughts, and I know you need a lot of space for all the things you've got to get done on any given day. So as we take this into a danceable thoughts point of view, let's start down here with events. We're going to think about things in categories. The stuff you're doing in your classes, the stuff you got to do with your team, and the stuff you got to do now that's going to help future you. So there's a lot of content that we're going to be populating on our calendar. So once it expands out and you've got your pen in hand, you start thinking about things that you don't have any control over. So you're jotting in when the grading period ends, okay? And that really will dictate to you quite a bit about when you can and can't have rehearsal, when you need to have some skills tests completed, that type of thing. So those things you don't have any control over, but you got to have them on your calendar. And then you got to put the things that you've already planned. There's a social here, and maybe you choose this week for a fundraiser. And it isn't atypical that right now, somewhere towards the end of April or into May, you might be getting ready for a performance with your dance classes or with your actual performance team. So our first danceable thought is going to focus in on these two areas. It's a pretty crucial alignment factor to me if you want to find a way to make your daily routine a little bit easier and a little bit more predictable. If you will find a way to align what's going on with your classes with what's going on your team. Someone has probably given you a curriculum with some expectations of things you're supposed to do. As far as your team goes, that's a lot of times that's your choices. But even then, sometimes those aren't completely your choices. You have to deal with scheduling, when you can get in a performance space, when you have to work off campus, that type of thing. So in a perfect world, I'm going to talk to you not just about the things that you can do in each of these independently, but how you can make the activities support one another and blend. And that, in my mind, is the key to success. You're not just going to schedule your content to align, but you're going to look at your daily routine. You're going to look at the things that have to do, and you're going to make sure that when you have what I would call a director requirement intensive day, that maybe what you're doing in your dance classes is a little bit easier and vice versa. But that doesn't always happen by magic. That usually needs to happen by planning. So let's look a little closer at this. So here we are, and we're talking about what's going on in your classes, and we're thinking about the fact that we're building towards a show. So the first content area that's easy enough to do is if you're working in a show space, then you might be having your Dance 1 kids do musical theater, your 2s and 3s, they might be doing a choreography project, and your Dance 4s, they could be doing any of that. They might also, any of these kids, could be learning about a very important thing called other careers related to performing. In other words, a great time to recruit and teach these kids how to be a crew for you for your show. It might not happen on all campuses, but it's certainly a thought that you should entertain. Let's also take a look at this after school stuff, and most importantly, things that happen in the evening. This is where I talk about 2-for-1 scheduling. So I have to go back to school for a 6:30, 7 o'clock meeting with the booster club or the adults or new team members. Well, this might be a great time with proper supervision to let multiple groups rehearse. This is also a great time if you're meeting with the parents to schedule something social, so the kids are getting that feeling of camaraderie and building that environment of family and team team enthusiasm. Even down here at the bottom, I have some activities that crisscross over. So maybe you have some obligations, or maybe you need to look for some obligations to do recruiting. Maybe you want to go to the middle school. Maybe you want to do something to help support the elementary schools in your feeder. Well, these community events can be both outreach and publicity. So look at that. And then I even found a spot for, faculty meetings. Well, I know that you're going to walk in and somebody's going to give you a little bit of grief, and you're going to probably answer, oh yeah, I do work here. But I want you to be patient with those folks, because when you get to these faculty meetings and you build that camaraderie with them, you never know what faculty member who may not have any dance background, but they might be able to supervise for you in this situation. Or they might want to help you with these activities that are community outreach and publicity. And also think about the fact that the faculty members a lot of times are looking for an opportunity to interact with their students outside of the academic setting. So by helping you with dance team events, that might fulfill that need, and it will create an enthusiasm for your program and build the recognition for your team. This is a quick freebie, and I want you to do this for yourself right now. It's April, think August. Go ahead and find a 2019 April calendar and jot stuff down in it. Use it for journaling and reflecting right now. So remind yourself, even if the numbers aren't exactly right, you say, okay, on the first Monday and Thursday of April, I had the new team come in and visit. And I generally, on that second Tuesday, I have a parent meeting. And maybe this is when the middle school program happens that I'm going to go visit. So you can look back and reflect, not just on what happened when, but maybe you go, oh, this was a bad weekend for that. Oh, this was excellent because I was able to go ahead and I'm going to make sure that I've got the tickets ready to sell. So you can use this time to plan ahead. You're giving yourself a way to jog your own memory when it comes to next year at this time when you're trying to get things ready. If you're going to do all of this, then the goal and end result hopefully is going to be this super important social time when you can hang out with your friends, your own version of the Spice Girls, and that all-important family time. That might just be my handsome son and my super awesome sister. And from all of that, you're going to get hopefully a better supply of me time so that you can renew and reinvigorate and energize yourself to make it through the long stretch to the end of the school year. So thinking dancers, how can you maximize your time? Well, if you come to the intensive, these are some of the ideas we're going to be working on. And why would you attend the Director's Intensive? Well, how is it going to benefit you? Well, of course, we're going to start with your big dreams and your schedule. It's not just going to be about calendaring, but it's also going to be about planning and creating unique activities, customizing the needs of your team with the goals that you want to set. And I'm going to bring you inside my danceable thought world. Well, this is another perk that if you come to the Director's Intensive as part of your fee, I'm also going to promise you that at a time in our future that works out for you pretty much at your request, I'm going to come out free of charge for a 2-hour session, whether you want me to come in and see what's going on in your school day to help up what's happening in your classroom, or maybe you want me to come in and work with you and your team to prepare for a performance or a competition. You're going to get 2 hours of my time and my insights and my danceable thoughts. Also, I want you to realize that it's not going to just be me sitting and talking this whole time, that this is set up to be a roundtable experience with 5 to 10 directors, hopefully that are going to have a lot of same experiences as you. You're going to share insights and gain insights from those. And above all these things and all these great things, we're going to have lunch, and hopefully it's going to be a really great lunch. Well, I certainly hope the Director's Intensive is something that you're interested in. I know I would really love to work with you this summer. If you want more information, go to the Danceable Thoughts Facebook page and look up the Director's Intensive post. And there'll be a sign-up genius that gives you information about tentative dates and pricing options. I'm really excited to share this information with you, and I look forward to interacting with you. I think that this is a great way to make your school year go more smoothly, and I can't wait for my opportunity to share my danceable thoughts with you.